everyone, welcome to our channel. This is your Ashkin. This video is about different ways to teach basic mathematics skills for kids with slow learning problems. So in this video, we are going to look out some interesting activities that you can engage your little ones to learn numbers. So this is not just for the kids with slow learning problems, even for other kids, you can use this to make it a more interesting experience in learning numbers. Let's look into the different activities. The first one is following the path. So I think the word itself gives you a better idea on how the activity would look like. So here you would have to write the number on the floor. Okay, so maybe you can either use a chalk piece, or you can draw a big number, or you can put a cello tape and make a sticker out of it. So you are going to draw that particular number on the floor. Okay, so here whatever the picture I have shown is like very small in size, but when it comes to your floor, it should be like almost the length of the child or something like that. Okay, so you just draw that very big, and the child has to trace that line. Okay, so how are they going to trace it? They're not going to trace it with the chalk piece or something. They are going to trace it with your full body movement. So they have to start from one point, and how the letter is being formed, the same way they can walk through that line. Okay, one more is, if the same way, not just the child is walking through, you can also take a ball, and the child can roll the ball from one end corner to the other corner. So for example, if the number 7 is drawn, okay, from the top left corner, the child will be rolling a ball to the right corner, and from there he would be getting it down. So that what happens is his complete physical movement, the gross motor complete movement of the body is being involved in tracing that particular number. So this would help him to understand the concept and the number formation. So that's one of the interesting activity that you can try. This is not just for mathematics skills or arithmetic skills. You can try this even for the alphabets. And the second concept is jump on numbers. So this is something very interesting, like a play game activity that you can try it for your kids. So here what you do is you can draw number line on the ground. So it can be like 1 2 3 4, or it can be a skip counting 2 4 6 8, something like that. So you draw a number line on the ground and you make the student jump. Okay, and it's not like when you say 1 2 3, when the teacher or the parent says number 2, the child has to jump to number 2. When she says 3, the child has to jump to number 3. So this can be either on a as a straight line, or it can be a multiples of numbers. So there is like a black and white combination you give. So there is a box that is which is uncolored, and you have number 1, and a colored one which is having a number 2, uncolored with 3. So that is up to your creativity and jumping on numbers. Again, this is involving the complete motor activity of the child in understanding the number concept. So here I have just given another example where there are like the numbers are being scattered. It is not just on the line, but it is just scattered on the line, and the child can jump from one number to another number. It need not be in sequence. So for example, once the child have learned the number 1 to 10 concept, so you can just utter a number 5, and the child has to jump to number 5. And when they say number 10, the child has to jump to number 10. So that's how it is. So it is like similar to that of puddle jumping. And the same concept can be applied for reading skills as well. So for alphabets, you can try it out, and also for sight words. So if you see a picture over here, so there are like some sight words given, the, with, and all that. So it can be also done for teaching alphabets and sight word reading. Okay, and the third activity is count and arrange. So I think this is one of the common activity that you would have seen with kids. So where the kids have to count and then arrange the numbers. So it can be through pebbles, seeds, leaves, marbles, blocks, or whatever they get at home, whatever is available at home or at school. You can use these materials, buttons, coins, all that can be used. So here there is the number written from 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, and the child has to pick out the required number of items and have to arrange it. So if there is 1, there will be 1 button, and if there is 2, and there will be 2 coins. So something like that. So they get a clear understanding of quantification of numbers. It's not just number. They understand the meaning. If it is 2, there will be 2 items. If it is 4, there will be 4 items. So that concept is also being cleared in this. Okay. And the next activity is fill in the cup. So what does it look like? So this is something similar to that of our previous activity, but here you can make it little more creative, where you can just have some pieces of glasses, or not pieces of glasses, and glasses or bowls where the numbers can be written, and the child can put the required number into the glass or the bowl. So it's like you can keep 5 or 6 glasses, and on each glass you can write some numbers, and the child has to fill in that glass with some kind of materials. So maybe you can give sand, or you can give water. So if it is sand, to fill that particular glass, there is 5. If the number written on the glass is 5, they have to take 5 scoops of sand to fill in that cup. If it is written 3, they have to take 3 scoops of sand to fill in that particular cup. And the same way, you can use sticks, you can use coins, all that also can be done. So water also can be used. So they have to, like, you can give a small glass or a small spoon, or a ladle like something. So they have to like fill in that particular glass with the number of mentioned on the cup. So here there is an activity on ping pong. So all that small balls. So according to the cup, whatever the number is written, the child has to pick those and put it again. So this is not just with the number activity, the fine motor skills and the eye hand coordination of the child is also being addressed at this level. So that is one of the best part of this activity, and this is up to all your creativity. You can just come out and brainstorm different ideas to teach the concept for children. And the next one is math puzzle. So once you have that the child has learned some kind of math skills, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and all that, so you can also try out certain kind of basic operations using shapes like circles or square and all that. So like you can put like 2 big circles and a square. So 2 big circles add to it and make a very big square, something like that. So 2 plus 2. So there is 2 stone in one circle and 2 stone in another circle, and together it makes a big circle with 4 stones, something like that. So that if it has been done on the floor or on the wall in a bigger size, it is easy for children to grasp, especially with the children with learning problems. It is actually easier for them to grasp that concept. So also you can also try that in the math format. And here I have given an example of a picture. So whether there is a tree with half and half, so it like the tree has been cut into 2 halves. So one half there is 2 and another half there is 4, and it combines to make a bigger tree which is of 6 pieces in it. So something similar to that, you can definitely try it out. And there are like other examples like the puzzles. There is 1 and 2, and you find the maze, you find the way out of it. So just make sure when the puzzles are giving, you are giving it according to the level of the child. So whenever you give a puzzle which is very easier to their level or very difficult to their level, there are high chances that the child gets less motivated for that particular activity. Only if the child's demands and the skills are matching, the child would be able to perform better in these skills. So whenever you give a higher level of demand, the child might not be able to do it, and quickly he or she might lose interest out of it. And if it is the same case goes with very simple activities. If it is very simple, they might not find it very challenging or something. They will just do it and they just move on with the other activity. So it is very important you try to gauge the level of your child and then give activities that is interesting to them. Okay, so these are some of the examples of math puzzles. And the next one is forming the image. So what happens here? So this is some image which I got from Google. So if you can see, there is a big pictures that has been cut into strips. Okay, and each strip is carrying a number to it. So this again, you can either do it with a continuous number like 1 to 10, or you can also do the multiples of number like 5, 10, 15, 20, or 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 3, 5, 7, odd numbers or even numbers, whatever combination that you like to do. So what happens is you take a bigger picture. Okay, so for example, if you're taking a picture of and Disney or Donald Duck or something, okay, you cut them into pieces like horizontal or vertical, with each of them carrying a number on it, and the child has to arrange it according to the numbers to get that complete picture. So this is the activity of forming the image by counting. So If you see here there is another example of the same, like the leaves have been arranged in the order, so there is like 10, 20, so multiples of 10s have been arranged. So any combination of any pictures that you can take, or you can take like the train bogies, the compartments can also be done. Here there's a big two cars that are being cut into vertical strips, and they are being attached to get a complete picture. So something like this is what we call it as forming image by counting. So it's not just sequences, you can also use the multiples on this. And the next activity is about clock. So the clock and the time concept is something that we want our kids to be aware of. And how do you teach that? So just looking at the clock or drawing the clock on the board or on the piece of paper might not be always interesting to all our kids. So in these kids, what we can do is we can actually make a paper clock. So you can actually make a clock with the paper plates or something which is having both hours and minutes as like whatever I have shown in the pictures, right? So you can make that, and you will can have like the minutes minutes hand and hour hand and all that being attached to that, so that the child can manipulate the timings and then do it. Okay, it's not just they can see and write it. So for example, if the time has been given 4 o'clock, the child has to arrange the hour clock and minute hand and hour hand accordingly to get that particular time. So, and it is vice versa, and they see the time and they have to write it down. So something like that would make the child more interested in learning the concept of time. And the next one more activity is tables band. So tables is something that we want all our kids to know, because that is very important for them when they deal with different operations for the multiplication, divisions and all that concept. So tables band is not like very much activity kind of, because what you do here is you make a band for the wristband or something with different color chart papers or something, and you write down those, and you can just decorate it as you like, and that can be tied to the hand of your child. Okay, they are just holding it like a watch or something. So here what happens, and every time, or every morning or evenings or afternoon, so you can have a regular pattern where the child has to go through this, and knowingly or unknowingly, as this is there in their wrist, sometimes it gets their attention, and most times unconsciously or subconsciously, I would say, these multiples of numbers would get into their mind. So it is the subliminal level of perception, something like that we call it. So it's without making much efforts, these concepts will get into the minds of our kids with lesser effort and ease. So that is another interesting activity to teach tables for children. So I hope this video would have been useful for you in understanding some different activities related to math. So thank you for watching this video. Keep supporting us. Please do like, share and subscribe our channel if you find this video useful. Spread the rays. In this video, I'm going to talk about